global variable. Now global variable, defining a variable outside the function, defining a variable outside the function, outside the function, outside the function, outside the function. Now we can directly access the global variable. We can directly access the global variable inside the function as well, inside the function as well. So global variable can be accessed inside the function, but local variable can't access outside the function. Okay, so now if with same name, if with same name local variable is also exist, local variable is also exist, then preference, or you can say priority, then local variable will be given a high priority, will be given a high priority. Now we will see that what does it mean. Okay, so let's say I have one function will start always with keyword def, function is the f1. now i have now I have a is equal to 20, a is equal to 20. Now I am printing this a, I am printing this a, and I am simply calling this f1. I'm simply calling this f1. So when I'm calling this f1, a is 20, this function will call a is equal to 20, print of a. So a is assigning a value of 20, so it will be print 20. So here 20, a will be what? A will be local variable. A will be local variable. So now here what I mentioned is global variable is what? Defining a variable outside the function, but this variable is inside the function, that's why it is not a global variable. So if I want to define the global variable, then I need to define that variable outside the function, outside the function. So x is equal to 10 is outside the function, so this will be known as a global variable. This will be known as a global variable. This will be known as a global variable. So this is local variable, this is local variable, and this is global variable. So defining a variable outside the function will known as a global variable, and we can directly access the global variable inside the function as well. It means we can also access this global variable inside the function, inside the function. Like this global variable, the scope will be for global, the scope will be global. You can access this global variable anywhere, you can access this any global variable anywhere. There's no specific boundary for that. For local variable the boundary will be local, but for global there is no boundary. It can go inside this function as well. It can access, we can access this global variable inside this function as well, but local variable we can't access outside this function. So when we are trying to print a, it will print like what? It will print 20, and when we are trying to print x, then it will print 10, then it will print 10. Even even we can, even if we have another function, even if we have another function, let's say we have another function def of f2, def of f2. In this function also, in this function also we can access this x, in this function also we can access this x, and here we are calling f2. So we have two function f1. So this function, this program execution will start from here, then it will load this function, it will allocate some memory to this function, then the pvm will interpret this another function f2, it will allocate the memory to this f2, then we are calling that f1, then from that particular memory that f1 function will be called, and here it will go inside this f1, a is equal to 10, and then we are printing a. So it output will be 20, output will be what? 20. And then we are printing what? We are printing x, so the output will be what? global variable which is nothing but 10. Then we are calling f2 function, then this f2 function will be called, and here we are printing x again, which is nothing but a global variable. So again the 10 will be print. So the again the 10 will be print. So the again the 10 will be print. Now copy this and execute this with local variable 3, with local variable 3, local variable 3. So copy this and paste here, copy this and paste here. Let's remove this. Okay, and let's execute this python 3, local variable 3. So the output is 20 10 10. So the output is 20 10 10. Okay, as we told 20 10 10. So the output is 20 10 10. Okay, great. Great. Okay. Now we also discussed one thing. We also discussed one thing, and that is what we discussed, that if with the same name local variable is also exist. If with same name local variable is also exist, then local variable will be given a high priority. Local variable will be given a high priority. Here in our case, both global and local variable are having the different name. Both local and global variable are having the different name. But in case what will happen if both are having the same name? What will happen if both are having the same name? Let's say this local variable is also having the name x. This local variable is also okay. I will create another program. I will not disturb this. As a local variable 4, and here yes. So let's say with same global name I have the local variable as well. With same name I have the local variable as well. Then what will happen in this case? X is equal to 10, which is nothing but a global variable because this variable is outside the function. Then x is equal to 20. This is local variable. This is local variable because which is inside the function. So when we are calling this f1, when we are calling this f1, so this function will be called. Here x is equal to 20 is there, although we already declared x is equal to 10, but the preference will be local one. But the preference will be local one. So x is equal to 20 will print here. X is equal to 20 will print here. The local variable will override the property of global variable. The local variable will override the property of global variable. So here the output will be 20. But once we are calling this f2 function, then df2 will be called. Here we are printing x. So once we are printing x, x is equal to 10 only will be print here. X is equal to 10 only will print here. Here 20 will not print because there is no local variable. No one is overriding the property of global variable. That overridden concept, that overridden concept that overridden concept authority is also inside this function only. This overridden will not work outside the function because we are overriding the local variable with global variable, global variable with local variable, and local variable existence only within the function only. So this x is equal to 20 will not print here, as we shown that local variable availability inside the function only. So here it will printing to the original value only, x is equal to 10. Here it is printing to the original value, x is equal to 10. X is equal to 10. So the output will be 20 and 10. So the output will be 20 and 10. So the output will be 20 and 10. Okay. Now till here all are okay. Till here now all are okay. Now one more program which will be little bit more tricky. which will be little bit more tricky, which will be little bit more tricky. So here what I'm doing is, now I want the output of this program from you guys, because here I'm not discussing any new concept. I'm only using the old concept of local and global variable which I taught today. Okay, so a is equal to 20, which is like a global variable. Then I have f1 function with keyword def. Here I am using a is equal to 20. Yes, this is local variable because this is inside the function. Okay, this is inside the function. Now I am using print of b. Now sorry, print of a. Now I am using print of a. Now I am using print of a, and in next line I am using print of b. In next line I am using print of b, and here I am giving b is equal to 20, and this is outside the function, so definitely it will be global variable only. It is not always that global variable should be at first step, first line of the program. No, global variable can be declared anywhere in the program, but the only condition is it should be outside of the function. The only condition is it should be outside of the function. Okay, now I have another function which is known as f2. Inside this f2 I am also again printing a, and I am printing b. Okay, and then I am calling this f2 function, because now f2 is defined, now f1 f1 is not called yet. Okay, so this is my program. I have a is equal to 10, which is known as a global variable. Then I have one function dff1. A is equal to 20 I have as a local variable. I am printing a, and then I am printing b. So definitely, okay, I will remove this print b for a now. I have a is equal to 20, then I am printing a. After that, I am printing b is equal to 20. Then I have another function printf f2. I have print a, and then I am again using print b. First I am calling f2, and then I am calling f1. Now what will be the output? Please, you guys, I want the output from you guys. Give me the output, and we will also have a 2-minute break. We will be back at 8:10, but before that, if you guys can let me know the output, it will be well and good. We will back at 8:10. So the output is yes, correct, and it means that you guys got the concept of local and global variable. So great, all of you are having the right answer. There's also one more line statement here, and that is what? That is we can access global variable. We can simply we can't modify global variable. We can't modify global variable inside the from inside the function from inside the function from inside the function. Now what does it mean? Now what does it mean is, let's say I have one global variable is equal to 10. Then I have one function def test. Okay, inside the def test I am printing this a. Okay, that is absolutely fine. Now what I am trying to do is I am trying to change the value of global variable. I'm trying to change the value of global variable. Now global variable will say, hey, I only allowed you to access myself in your boundary. I only allowed to access myself in your local boundary, but it is not recommended to change me. So here immediately you will have the error. Here immediately you will have the error that modification in global variable is not allowed. Modification in global variable is not allowed. Modification in global variable is not allowed. Immediately you will have the error if you are trying to change the global variable. If you are trying to change the global variable from inside the function global variable. So if you are trying to change the global variable inside the function, then it is not allowed. Then it is not allowed. If I try to execute this with Python global variable 1, then immediately you will have the error. Immediately you will have the error. Immediately you will have the error, and the error is local variable a referenced before assignment unbound local exception. So what it is thinking is, it is thinking that you are trying to change the value of a, but a is not defined here. But a is not defined here, so a should be local. A should be local variable. If any value is here with a is equal to anything, let's say a is equal to 5 is there. Let's say a is equal to 5 is there, and if you are trying to execute, then it will print. So if it is printing here a is equal to 5, after that you can successfully add the value. You can successfully add the value. First it is printing the local variable, and then it is the value, adding the value in local variable itself. But if in case local variable is not there, but if in case local variable is not there, and if you are trying to change the global variable, it will say that, hey, please declare the local variable. Why declare the local variable? Because modification in global variable is not allowed. Modification in global variable is not allowed. That's why please declare local variable if you want the modification in this variable. So the thumb rule is we can't modify global variable from inside the function. From inside the function we can't modify the global variable. Okay. Great. Now there is one keyword is there which is known as a global. There's a one keyword is there which is known as a global. Now what is the use of this keyword? So this is a keyword. This keyword is used to process, or you can say to set, or you can say to process global variable from the function. Now you understood that you can't change the global variable from inside the function. So maybe for some particular for some particular feature you need that. Maybe maybe for some particular feature you need that, where you don't want that any local function, any local variable, from any local variable you don't want to give the permission that the global variable can't be changed. Where can be the situation? Let's say you are creating the program for some school, for some college, or for some company. Okay, so the company name, school name, college name, etc., whatever it is. So so that name is, you can keep in as a global variable. Let's say company name is equal to ABC Private Limited, and then you have some functions. Inside those functions you can simply use that for company name. But let's say from any of the function, if someone is trying to change that global variable name, someone is trying to change that company name, so definitely that should not be allowed. Definitely that should not be allowed. So for that, if you have that kind of situation, for that this concept is there. For that this concept is there. But now this also looks like a restriction, that Python is restricting us to change the global variable, because maybe there may be some situation where you need to change the global variable. Now what could be the situation? The situation could be, let's say for a now my company name is abc dot private limited, but after some time, let's say it's changed to 123 private limited, but after some time, let's say it's changed or it's acquired by some 123 private limited. In that case you need to create one function like what? Acquire definition, acquire function, or definition company change function, kind of, where old company name should also be there, as well as new company name should also be there. Like in earlier, the company is Satyam. Okay, and after that, the tech Tech Mahindra acquired that Satyam. So the company name was Satyam Mahindra Satyam. So the company name was Mahindra Satyam. So in that case, old company name as well as new company name, both should be there. So you don't want to completely change the old name. In that case, what you want is, you want that old name should also be changed. So in that case, you created one function like def acquire or def company change, kind of global name. In global name, you will mention the old company name itself, but in new name you wanted to change that company name inside that function. So from inside that function you want to change that company name. Let's say this is the situation. Now let's say this is the use case. In that case this is failing, so for that there is also a solution. And the solution came with keyword global. So this keyword is used to set or process the global variable from the function. So from inside the function also you can change the global variable. From inside the function also you can change the global variable, but the condition is there, but the thumb rule is there. And what is the thumb rule is? That global statement must be the first statement. Global statement must be the first statement inside the function. Then you can change the global variable. No problem at all. Now we will see what it is saying by program. We will see a is equal to 10. Definitely this is what? This is my global variable. Now I'm creating one function f1. Now I'm printing what? I'm printing a. Now I'm printing A. So A will be printed what? A will be printed 10. A will be printed what? A will be printed 10. A will be printed 10. Okay. Now what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to change the value of A. Now I'm trying to change A is equal to A plus 10. So till now whatever we understood, here it should have error because we are trying to change the global variable from inside the function. Till now whatever we understood, here there should be an error. Now I'm creating another f2 function, where I'm creating another function. So here also I am using print of a. So here the output should be again what? 10. Here the output should be again what? 10. Now I'm using print print. Okay. Here I'm also again trying to change a is equal to a plus 20. So here also it should give me the error. For a now, whatever the concept we understood till now, and here I am calling this f1 and f2. Here I am calling this f1 and f2. So this is what we understood till now. So the output will be 10. Here the error will come. Here 10. Here error will come. Now my requirement is, I want to change. I don't want the error now. I want to change the global variable. For that we have one keyword as a global. But the condition is, this should be the first statement inside the function. This should be the first statement inside the function. When I'm using global A, it means it is not treated as a local variable, although it is inside the function only, but it is pointing to the same variable which is as a global variable. So this A variable will be pointing to this global variable. So this global A is a kind of copy of whatever is mentioned here. This will be a create a replica of whatever is mentioned here, whatever is the global variable. And now we can change the global variable. It will not give the error. It will not give the error. At first line it will print 10 because this is we are trying to print this global variable, but in next line you can change. How you can change? Because simply inside the function you are using global keyword, and with global keyword you can create the copy of global keyword, exact global keyword. This a will be pointing to the global keyword directly, and once you are changing the a is equal to a plus 10, it means you are changing the value of what? You are changing the value of this a is equal to 10 to 20. So the output is 20 will be here. And when now this a will be, now this a is equal to 10 is automatically converted into 20 by this line. By this line, this a is automatically converted to 20. Now when I'm trying to print a, now when I'm trying to print a, so here it will print 20, not 10. It will print 20, it will not print 10. Why? Because now a is changed to 10 to 20 by this global keyword. This changed to this a is equal to 10 to 20. And when we are trying 20 plus 20, so here the output will be 40. So here the output will be 40. So then now whatever you learn, so there is a limitation. There is a limitation that you can't change the global variable inside the function, but with global keyword you can do. It's all depends on your requirement, that what kind of requirement you have. And we already discussed both the scenarios, that where you may have the requirement of changing the global variable inside the function. Now we will see to execute this program. We will see to execute this program by global variable 2. By global variable 2. So it is okay, sorry. So here what I missed is I missed global A. Then only it will be pointing to global variable. Then only it will pointing to global variable. So here you can see the print of a is what? 10. The print of a is what? 10. And here print of a is 20. Here we are not printing. Let's print this as well. Let's print this a again here. Let's print the a again after the addition. So the output will be 40. So the output will be 40. Even if you don't want to print here, if you want to print after this F2, at that time also it will print what? It will print 40. It will print 40. It will print 40 here. Okay, so now what we understood is we can't change the global variable inside the function, but if you want to change, for that we need to use the global keyword. But the condition is global should always be the first statement. Global should always be the first statement. By using that global keyword, we can change the global variable, because this global a will refer to the global name itself. Okay, now you are not using return keyword. Is it not mandatory every time? No, it is not mandatory every time. So return keyword return keyword is, so I will show you that there's a quick difference in between what we discussed here and what we are writing here. So here if you see, then you can see that I am returning some value. So that values I am returning, it means that add 10 comma 20 will be changed by 30, and I am printing this sum. But here this is not the case. Here this is not the case. Here I am not returning. Here I am not printing the value like sum equal to kind of. Here I'm not printing the value like here. Here you see there's an assignment is there. When you are returning something, if I'm returning your pen to you, then definitely I need two hands. One is my hand which is returning, and one I need your hand which can take that pen. So that's why if you are returning anything, then two items should be there. One which is taking the value and one which is returning the value. But here we are not returning anything. Here we are not returning anything. That's why also here there's no assignment operator is there. There's no assignment operator is there. That's why there's no need of return here. Okay, but apart from that, return is always optional. Return is always optional. You can also simply use return. You can also simply use return. This, it will not give any harm to your project or your program, because it is returning what? Is returning nothing. It is returning nothing. So that is optional. That is always optional. But why to unnecessary take a confusion to use this return? Return, if you are returning, then definitely you need to hold that value. For that you need the assignment operator. Okay. So yes, so here what all we discussed about global variable. Okay, great. Now if any having the questions, then feel free to ping. Now now the next thing is using global keyword, using global statement, we can define global variable from the function. We can define global variable from the function. Okay, using global statement, we can define global variable from the function also. Let's say I have def f1. Let's say I have def f1. Okay, and inside this f1, if I'm having global a, if I'm having a is equal to 10. Okay, if I'm having a is equal to 10, and here I am simply printing f1. So definitely what will be the output? This will call this f1, a will be 10, a will be 10. But if I'm trying to print a from here, from outside of this function, definitely I will have the error, because the scope of this a is limited to this function only. The scope of this a will be limited to this function only. We can't access this outside the function. But my requirement is, I want, if a is 20 or something will be there, then definitely you can print a is equal to 20 here. But here there is no global variable. But now my requirement is, from local variable itself I want to set the value of a global variable. From local value itself I want to set the value of global variable. In that case, same global keyword I need to use, and I need to give that this a is a global variable. I need to say that this a is should treat as a global variable. Now once I am using global a, this a, the reference copy of this a will also be placed like here. So you can assume that here it should be like this, global a. Here it should be like this, global a. Once you are using global a, automatically this will be treated as a global variable. This will be treated as a global variable. It is not always mandatory that you should have the global variable. From local variable also you can set the global variable. So with this keyword, now there's one more advantage you can do, that you can set the global variable also. Then you can set the global variable also, even no global variable is present here, but you can set the global variable from inside the function by using this keyword. So one more one more facility you have now, global variable 3. So those who missed today's class, definitely they will be in trouble. Okay, so global variable 3. Global variable 3. If I run this program, here you can see now it is successfully printing a stand, because now you are setting the value of global variable inside the function. So that is also feasible now. That is also feasible now. Now let make it little bit twist now. Okay, now let's make it little bit twist now, that then let's say I have one function is equal to, example, this is next example, a is equal to 20, a is equal to 20, which is nothing but a global variable. Then I have def f1, then I have def f1. Here I have a is equal to 10. Definitely a is equal to 10 will be treated as a local variable, and that will override the property of global variable. It means if I'm trying to print a, then it should print what? It should print 10. That is completely fine. Now in next line, what I want to do is I want to refer this global variable from here. I don't want to access this local variable. I want to access the global variable from this function. Then what I need to use is I need to use global keyword, as we already aware now. So global A I used, and now I am using print of A, in that assumption that it should print 20 now, in that assumption that it should print 20 now. But no, it will not print 20. It will not print 20. Here I will have the error. Here I will have the error. Here I will have the syntax error. Why I will have the syntax error is because I already told here that global statement must be the first statement inside the function, but here this is the third statement inside the function. That's why here I will have the error. That's why here I will have the error. So here I will have the error like name a is used to global declaration. Global declaration. It will say that you are trying to use a with global declaration, but that is not allowed from here. But that is not allowed from here. Always remember that global statement should be the first statement. Always remember that global statement should be the first statement. This is the thumb rule of using this global keyword. Let's try to run this program and see the result. Let's try to run this program and see the result. It is saying the error that name A is a global declaration and name A is used prior to global declaration. So you are trying to use the global A, which should be the first statement. Which should be the first statement. That's why this error will come. That's why this error will come. That's why this error will come. Now one more program related to this global. That is what, let's say, is equal to 20 def f1. Now I have a comma b. Now I have a comma b. Now I'm using global of a. Now I'm using global of a, and here I'm trying to print a comma b. Here I'm trying to print a comma b. Okay, let's make it little bit more simple. Okay, I have def fun a, global a, I'm printing fun, and from here I am calling this fun with value of 10. With value of 10. Now what? This is the global variable. Yes, that is completely fine. Def f1. Now I am calling f with 10. Now a will be treated as what? A will be treated as 10. Now here I am using global a. It means what should be? It means it should be like I am trying to access the global variable, and here the output should be what? Here the output should be what? 10 or 20. What should be the output here? 10 or 20, or let's say error. What should be the output here? Guys, let me know. Now I have a is equal to 20, def f1. Here I am using f10, so the f10 will become here. Now e value will be 10. I'm using this global a. I'm using this print of a. Now what should be the output? Here the output should be the global variable, or it should be 10, or it should be error. What should be the error? Oh, sorry, what should be the output here? I want from you guys. Till then, I will create the file and I will create. Aman is saying 20. Yes, is little bit trying hard with error. Rohit is saying 10, so all are having the separate options. Great, man. I give three options, so all you guys picked one. Huh? So there is a thumb rule. There is a thumb rule that global statement can't be used inside the function if global variable name and argument name are same. If global name if global name and argument name are same, then we can't use both. So here Yash is trying hard, so Yash is correct that here we will have the error. Here we will have the error. So the thumb rule is global statement can't be used inside the function if global variable name and argument name both are same. If global variable name and argument name both are same, then in that case we can't use. Argument name will be treated as a local variable. Argument name will be treated as a local variable, and here there is a clash between local and global variable. In that case, it is recommended not to use global variable, not to use the same global variable name if you are passing the same name as an argument. Didn't get this? Yes, this is the last program, so last will be definitely will be little bit more tricky. So there is a thumb rule. Just learn this thumb rule, then you will understand. So the thumb rule is global statement can't be used inside the function if global variable name and argument name are same. This is the thumb rule. This is the thumb rule, or you can say that this is the limitation of this global keyword. This is the limitation of this global keyword, that 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 the argument and this global keyword name, argument and this global keyword which is pointing to the variable name. So the argument name and the global keyword variable name both should not be same. Both should not be same. Global statement can't be used inside the function if global variable name and argument name both are same. You can change any of the name. You can change this name to B. You can change this name to B. In that case, it will work. In that case, it will work. There is no problem. In that case, it will work. There is no problem. Sorry, I didn't save. Here I changed. Okay. In that case, it will work. That's not a problem. That's not a problem. That's not a problem. But the thumb rule is global statement can't be the same inside the function if global variable name and argument name are same. So these all are the property of global. These all are the property of global. That global should always be the first statement. This is the rule for global. If we want to change the global, if you want to change the global variable, always first statement global keyword we need to use. If we are using local and global variable, both local variable will override the property of global, and in case of argument passing, the argument name and global name should not be same. These are some learning point which you guys need to learn. Okay, and we already saw that how it is working.